So it's 10:20 on... This is Tuesday, right?
It's still Monday, technically.
Oh, wow. Yes, it's Monday night, 10:20. We are just getting ready for our summit bid, right?
Yep.
Yeah, just gonna take our time, make sure we get everything we need, eat some breakfast, and just see, what we can do today. Boom. Awesome. Luke's right here.
A small part of me still can't believe we made it, but we did. And this is the story of our journey to the top. I spent my early years in the Great Lakes region of Canada and the United States. And I moved to Boulder, Colorado for school in 2010 and was instantly hooked on the mountain lifestyle. It was life-changing in every sense of the word.
Yep. I asked the Magic 8 Ball if we're ready for this, and it said,
Ask again later.
go find out.
Oh man. Cool.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, this is it. Luke dropped off his gear here, so we shall reconvene in how many days? Sunday morning, right?
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, yeah. So Luke and I met in 2015, and we've been climbing together ever since. Through our time together, we really got to know each other on a pretty deep level, to the point that we can often read each other's mind on the mountain. This level of connection has gotten us through some grueling stuff in the backcountry. Come here, man. Bro hug time. Dude. Oh, fucking epic, man. Woo! All right, we are about 12,500 feet on Mount Lindsay. Rainier training continues. Here's Luke, just took a bunch of pictures. And let's see, behind me, I can't see anything right with these shades, man. Oh, well, anyway, Blanca and the Ellingwood Point's behind me. Pretty epic looking. And this whole basin, it's pretty incredible. Luke and I both have a lot of experience climbing the high peaks in Colorado. So Rainier became the next logical step for us as a stepping stone onto bigger expeditions that involve glacier mountaineering. We had thought about doing it back in 2016, but we were not ready as individuals and as a team. Why do we do this? For the views, right? Conrad Anchor, for the views. Long's Peak, we got Mount Meeker, we got Mount Luke right in front of me right here. That's right, Mount Luke. Oh. Many people tackle Mount Rainier with guides. We decided on a self-guided approach. We felt with the right preparation, we could pull it off safely. Physical training was only part of the preparation process. We spent a lot of time studying the mountain and the route, as well as safety systems and crevasse rescue techniques. For me, this was all part of the fun, always learning and applying new things. The downside of making a self-guided and self-supported attempt is the amount of gear we had to carry. People who know me know that I love my gear, but carrying them up almost 10,000 feet is not exactly pleasant in my book. Part of my training regimen was to climb lots of stairs with a loaded pack. We have this open-air amphitheater just west of Denver called Red Rocks, very famous. It was a perfect training ground. From the top to the bottom of the seating area is about 100 vertical feet, and you do a few laps with a 40-pound pack and your legs will feel it pretty quick. So I did that for a few weeks. I also love skiing, both front country and back country, so that really helped with the overall training. It's a big mountain, huh? So yeah, Luke, what do you think? You like what you're seeing? You like what you're seeing?
We can do this.
Our battle plan was to hike up to Camp Muir on the first day, which is at around 10,000 feet, roughly halfway up the mountain. Then take a rest day on day 2, give our legs a day of chilling, and get our gear ready for our summit attempt. Day 3 will be summit day, and on day 4 we'll hike back down. For a mountain like Rainier, I wanted to enjoy every moment of it and not be in a rush. For me, I enjoy the whole planning process. Putting a plan into action and then execute it perfectly is extremely rewarding. Well, we're about halfway up the approach to Camp Muir. I think about 2.5 miles in. You can see the Squally Glacier behind me. Rough start in the morning because of the heat, but actually things got a little easier once the temperature cooled off a little bit up here. So yeah, feeling good. Maybe 3 hours probably to camp, I think. So there's Luke. After we got everything in our packs, I was pretty sure each of us was carrying around 60 pounds. Now I weigh around 175, so I was carrying almost over a third of my body weight. My camera gear and tripod alone took up around 8 pounds. The ironic thing is that I carried all that gear to the summit, but I was way too tired to actually take photos and videos. The first half mile was pretty rough. My pace was really slow and had to take a few breaks. Once we got close to tree line, the temperature cooled off and the cooler air gave us a much needed energy boost. Whoo! Look at that view. We still got what, maybe just a little under 2 miles to go, maybe 1.8, maybe close to 2. Great weather. Definitely feeling the weight on my back. But spirit is running high, right, Luke?
Yep, feeling good.
Nice. Half of the approach hike to Camp Muir is on this enormous snowfield. By the time we got on the snow, it had turned into slush from being baked in the sun. It was sort of like walking on sand with an incline. The view made it worth it though. We could see the upper part of Rainier by this point, as well as Mount Adams and Mount St. Helens to the south. We arrived at Camp Muir around dusk. Temperatures dropped by this point and wind also picked up. All of this made it difficult to get our tent set up. What time is it, man? Like what, 9 o'clock? 8:30-ish. Pretty tasty stuff. We got burgers right here. Luke, same thing with some tortilla.
Man,
Tasty
it,
shit.
it, it was a long day.
Yeah,
it was a long day.
Mm.
We hauled each about 60 pounds of gear up 4,500 feet. Over, for me, I mean, you were a little early, but for me, you can see me. For me, probably 7 hours. Yeah, we're gonna eat and get ready for bed soon, and tomorrow we're just gonna hang out and just relax.
Luke and I each brought a 20-degree sleeping bag. We figured they should be warm enough, and I'm sure you know where this is going. So I was able to fall asleep, but the cold kept waking me up. I think Luke put on some layers at some point, but I was so tired that I just decided to deal with it. The end result was me shivering throughout the night and waking up every couple of hours. This is all a big part of mountaineering though, dealing with discomfort constantly. The important thing is that we handled it without getting frostbite or losing fingers and toes. We woke up to a beautiful sunrise on day 2. It was so warm in the morning to the point that I was walking around camp in my tight base layer. Nobody really cared because we were all there to climb, and you gotta do what you gotta do to make yourself comfortable. We got an amazing view of Mount Adams and Mount St. Helens from Camp Muir, and I sat there for a good hour just enjoying the moment and the quietness. The other goal of day 2 was to get all the stuff ready for summit day. There was no running water at Camp Muir, so we had to melt snow for all of our drinking and cooking water. This was a very time and fuel consuming chore. The snow around our campsite was pretty frozen, and the top layer was covered in dirt. So we had to use our ice axe to dig down to the clean snow.
Well, we're making water and lunch. What you having, Luke?
I'm having a bean burrito.
Yeah. And looks like your water's ready, man. I'm just melting some more snow here. Beautiful day today. This is our little campsite. That's the upper part of the mountain. And you can see a couple parties are coming down Cathedral Gap. Yeah, good day today. This is our second day on Mount Rainier. We're resting at Camp Muir, which we reached yesterday around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It was actually a pretty tough day yesterday. We brought a lot of gear up here. I think each of us were carrying about 60 pounds, and we gained about 4,500 feet of elevation with that much weight. So that's why today we're just kind of giving our legs a day of just recovery. And tomorrow morning we're trying to shoot for a midnight start, which means we need to go to bed around 5 o'clock tonight and wake up at around 11. There are a number of unguided parties up here, or self-guided, and we'll probably run into some of them tomorrow. All right, we're just getting our gear ready here for tomorrow morning. We got both of our packs here, and Luke just putting the final touches to his harness. And it's getting pretty busy here at Camp Muir, Tent City. Really, really warm right now. So Luke, how do you feel about tomorrow?
Anxious. Ready to get started.
Awesome. Nice.
We woke up at 10 p.m. I think I slept for maybe 4 hours. We took our time putting on layers and getting a quick meal in. I wanted to say breakfast, but it was more of a late night snack. The whole camp got pretty busy just before midnight. We saw multiple parties getting ready as well, and we knew it was going to be a busy morning on Rainier.
You look like, you really don't want to go outside.
I'll get there.
Yeah, you just look so comfortable in there.
Mm.
Yeah, it was getting cold, I think maybe a couple hours ago. So I put my socks on, put this shirt on too.
Oh, nice.
In the sleeping bag. So, ooh, here it comes, that cold.
As soon as I put my pack on, I felt this aching pain in both my legs. I had hoped that the legs would get enough rest on recovery day, but I guess my body had other plans. I was able to manage the pain though by keeping a slow and steady pace for the first couple of hours. We hit Ingram Flats at around 1 a.m. and this was where we started seeing big crevasses and seracs. I have this powerful petzl headlamp, and it was casting shadows on these crevasses, and it made them look even more spooky. That's gnarly, huh? God knows how deep that is. Alright, I'll give you some room to maneuver. We reached 13,000 feet by sunrise. The scenery was absolutely breathtaking. The view helped with the climbing a little bit, but not by much. The upper part of the Emmons route was an unending series of steep switchbacks. At one point, we could see dry ground above us, and we knew we were very close to the summit crater. Mind if I sit for a sec? Holy shit, they weren't kidding. You gotta take a look at this. There's a cavern down here. To say that I was tired is an understatement. Standing on the crater rim, I was actually contemplating whether or not to walk the last 100 yards to the true summit. But I did. Summoning every last bit of willpower I had left. Standing on the cold and windy summit, we were ecstatic. Months of planning, studying, and training had paid off. It was an incredible feeling that's hard to put into words.
Thank you. Oh, cool, all right. Owen. And I'm going to go. One more. 2 more and...
This is day 4 of our Mount Rainier trip. We're actually heading back to the parking lot. It's been a great week out here, driving included obviously, with a successful summit. So we're just about a couple hours from civilization, and behind me you can see Camp Muir. It's been 3 awesome days there. Yeah, can't wait to get back down though. This has been an extremely profound experience for us. We learned so much about ourselves on this trip, and it really opened a door for us to bigger climbs in the future. The important thing to remember is that this is not the end-all be-all, but only a stop in a lifelong journey.
The mountains are calling, and I must go.